In this lesson, we're going to walk through how to access your device through a lava tunnel. A lava tunnel is an action that can be utilized through the My BakPak login for different devices, primarily going to be routers, switches, access points, depending on the protocol that's going to be utilized for the device. For example, if we click on the 60D, you will notice that you have your lava tunnel option right here. We are also going to be going over device portal and reboot device. Now, starting with the lava tunnel, if you click on the button, you get to choose your service. So if you want to use HTTP, which is through your web browser, and then you have your secure web browser connection, you have SSH, which normally you're going to use a terminal software, but whether it's Terraterm or PuTTY as examples. Then you have Telnet. This is again through your command line. You have FTP for your file transfer protocol. And this can also be utilized with the RDP if you had a computer or a laptop on your network that you wanted to get remote desktop connectivity to. So starting with HTTP, choose protocol as TCP because that is what your HTTP port is. Your choose port is 80 and you click on submit. What's going to happen is it's going to create a lava tunnel, and it is not going to use port 80. It is going to use a different port. This is to help prevent any sort of security issue. So now you do see that there is a link that you can click on, or you can copy and paste. I'm just going to click on it. It's going to open up in a new browser, and now I can get logged in to my 60D router. And cancel out of that. Now, as another example, if you have a managed switch, again, you also have the same options. You have your reboot device, device portal, and lava tunnel. I'm going to do lava tunnel this time again as well. However, I'm going to use Telnet this time. So Telnet port is 23. It's the same thing for these switches. I'm going to click on the submit button. Okay, now I do have a PuTTY software, so I'm going to utilize that. What I'm first going to do is copy that link. I'm going to open up my PuTTY, and I'm going to have the Telnet option selected. I'm going to paste, and now I'm going to use this port, 26410, rather than 23. So once you have your open Telnet session, you can log in. The default login information, and it gives you your command options that you can use for your command line on your Telnet interface. So if you didn't know your commands, you can click question mark. It'll show you what your options are, and if you wanted to quit, you can just type quit and enter, and it just makes you go back into your login screen. So this gives you a few different options as far as how you can utilize the lava tunnel selection. Now, additional options that you have available on your devices that are set up on your network is you can reboot device. So basically what this does is you're going to click on the reboot device, and it's going to ask you if you are sure you want to reboot this device. So if you select the OK option, then it's going to reboot that device on the network. And again, that would apply the same with your P8. You can reboot your device. These are for your PDUs. You'll also notice that the additional option they have, which again applies for most if not all of your devices depending if they have an actual user interface, is your device portal. Now your device portal is to open up the user interface for those managed devices. So if you click on the device portal for your P8, it will open up the interface, and if you log in with the user and password information, then you can get access to your actual interface for the device. See, and this also does apply for third-party devices. and then I can get access to it as well. Again, this only applies for those devices that do have interfaces to access. Otherwise, if it's an unmanaged switch, you're not going to have that type of option available to you. The last thing I'd like to go over is the device information that you will find on the left-hand side. And again, this will apply for the devices that are able to provide that information for the NP36 for the network patroller. So you will see the serial information, the last updated firmware, any description or serial number information. Now you have that information here under your My BakPak account with the networking information. For your WK access point, you're able to get all of the necessary information as well. And your P8, one of the items about the PDUs that was always difficult to get the firmware version because you normally have to go through the command line to get access to it. Now the firmware version is updated on the My BakPak login. And you also have your serial information as well as the current and temperature. There's a lot of different detailed information provided by the My BakPak account. Again, this is for third party as well as the packaged devices, and the accessibility through device portal or lava tunnel will depend on the accessibility that is provided for the device itself. So if there is more than just an HTTP port or a web browser access, then you are able to utilize the lava tunnel. However, just be made aware that if you do not have the correct port number set up on the device from the edit device option, if your web port is not correct or your Telnet port is not correct and you know that that device is supposed to have accessibility, make sure that these ports are also updated. Otherwise, it is not going to provide you the appropriate access for that unit. And then once you update that information, click on update so it will be updated on the actual My BakPak account for the unit. Thank you for joining us today for setting up your lava tunnel, also going through your device portal, device to reboot, and the additional information that is available from the units themselves on the My BakPak user interface.